Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to invite you into a quiet kind of power. The kind that doesn't announce itself, doesn't argue, and doesn't seek applause. In a world that rewards noise and explanation, there is a deeper strength in focusing on your own growth and letting your results speak. This is the wisdom we reflect in the spirit of Dr. Maya Angelou. Graceful, grounded, and unshakably true. When you focus on yourself and learn the art of silence, something extraordinary begins to happen. Distractions lose their grip and life starts aligning with who you truly are. Not because you demanded it, but because you became it. Self-focus is not selfishness. It is not arrogance. It is not turning your back on the world. Self-focus is self-respect. And until you understand that truth, you will keep giving pieces of your soul to people who never learned how to hold it gently. When you focus on yourself, you are making a quiet declaration to life that you matter. Your dreams matter. Your healing matters. Your time matters. Dr. Maya Angelou often reminded us, through her words and her presence, that knowing your worth is the foundation of dignity. And dignity begins the moment you stop abandoning yourself to please others. Too many people live their lives on the approval of others. They wake up wondering who they must become today to be accepted. They speak when they should be silent, and they stay silent when their heart is screaming, all because they fear rejection. But self-focus teaches you a powerful lesson. You do not need permission to grow. When you focus on yourself, you stop explaining your choices to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop running after validation and start building value. You stop chasing applause and begin cultivating peace. And peace, real peace, is one of the highest forms of self-respect. Self-respect means you honor your energy. You understand that not every argument deserves your voice, not every invitation deserves your presence, and not every opinion deserves a response. As Dr. Maya Angelou showed us, there is grace in knowing when to speak and wisdom in knowing when to walk away. Focus gives you that discernment. The world will try to distract you. It will pull you into comparison, competition, and constant noise. Social media will convince you that everyone else is ahead of you. Society will rush you, shame you, and pressure you to perform. But self-focus says, I am running my own race, at my own pace, in my own lane. And that is an act of profound respect for yourself. Self-focus also means doing the inner work. It means asking hard questions. Why do I react this way? Why do I keep repeating the same patterns? Why do I tolerate what hurts me? This kind of honesty is not comfortable, but it is necessary. Dr. Maya Angelou once said that courage is the most important of all virtues, because without courage you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. It takes courage to look inward. It takes courage to heal. It takes courage to choose growth over comfort. When you focus on yourself, you stop blaming the world for what you have not yet healed. You take responsibility, not with shame, but with power. Responsibility gives you control, and control gives you freedom. Self-respect also means setting boundaries. Clear boundaries are not walls, they are doors with locks. They decide who gets access to your time, your energy, and your heart. When you focus on yourself, you learn that saying no to others is sometimes saying yes to your future. People may not like your boundaries. They may call you distant, changed, or selfish. But remember this, people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always resist your growth. Stay focused, stay grounded, stay respectful to yourself. Another beautiful truth about self-focus is that it teaches you patience. Growth is not instant. Healing is not linear. Success does not arrive on demand. But when you respect yourself, you stop rushing your journey You allow yourself to learn, to stumble, to rise again, without cruelty toward your own soul. Dr. Maya Angelou carried herself with a calm confidence that came from deep self-knowledge. She did not shrink to make others comfortable. She did not shout to be heard. She stood firmly in who she was. That is the power of self-focus. It roots you so deeply in yourself that storms may shake you, but they cannot uproot you. Self-focus is also about choosing substance over spectacle. You don't need to announce your plans. You don't need to broadcast your struggles. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. When you respect yourself, you let your growth speak quietly but clearly. And here is the transformation. When you focus on yourself, your relationships improve. When you focus on yourself, your confidence deepens. When you focus on yourself, your life becomes aligned. Because you are no longer living as a reaction, you are living as a decision. So remember this, ladies and gentlemen, self-focus is not about isolation. It is about intention. It is about choosing yourself without apology. It is about honoring your journey without comparison. It is about standing tall in your truth, even when no one is watching. Focus on yourself, not to become better than others, but to become true to who you are meant to be. That is self-respect. And when you respect yourself, life has no choice but to respond differently. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power. In a world that celebrates noise, applause, and instant reactions, choosing silence is one of the most courageous acts you can perform. Dr. Maya Angelou taught us through her life and words that wisdom often comes quietly and strength often speaks softly, but its impact echoes for a lifetime. When you embrace silence, you are creating space for clarity. You are giving your mind and heart room to breathe, to reflect, and to understand. Life rushes past most people because they are talking, reacting, defending, or just filling the air with words that don't serve them. But silence allows you to observe, to learn, and to act with intention rather than impulse. Silence is strength because it shows restraint. It shows that you do not need to prove yourself constantly. You do not need to respond to every criticism, every gossip, every provocation. There is immense power in holding your tongue while others rush to speak. It demonstrates maturity, confidence, and self-control, the hallmarks of true leaders and extraordinary individuals. Dr. Maya Angelou often spoke of listening as one of the most important practices in life. Listening in silence allows you to understand more than words can ever convey. When you are silent, you are fully present, absorbing wisdom from experiences, people, and even from your own inner voice. That inner voice, the voice of intuition and truth, cannot be heard when your mind is crowded with constant chatter. Silence also cultivates patience. It teaches you to wait for the right moment, to act when the time is right rather than reacting impulsively. The world rewards those who rush and speak loudly, but life honors those who wait, observe, and then move decisively. Patience through silence is not inaction. It is strategic action, informed by insight and self-awareness. There is another dimension to silence. It protects your energy. Every word we speak releases energy into the world. Not all words are worth the effort. Many words are wasted on arguments that lead nowhere, explanations that change nothing, and complaints that burden both you and others. By choosing silence, you safeguard your mental and emotional energy, reserving it for moments that truly matter. Silence also communicates confidence. You don't need to announce your success. You let your results speak. You don't need to explain your values. Your actions reflect them. You don't need to defend your character. It is proven by the consistency of your life. People notice strength in quiet dignity, in composure, in the calm that doesn't react to chaos. Moreover, silence allows for reflection and growth. In silence, you can examine your life, your choices, and your actions. You can identify patterns, understand mistakes, and plan your next steps with intention. Many people are too busy talking, defending, or reacting to ever truly reflect. Silence gives you the gift of self-knowledge. In relationships, silence can be revolutionary. It allows you to listen deeply to others, to understand their needs and emotions without immediately imposing your own. Silence prevents unnecessary conflict, cultivates empathy, and creates space for genuine connection. Strength in silence is not isolation. It is the wisdom to know when speaking will enhance the moment and when restraint will preserve peace. There is also a spiritual dimension to silence. Many great thinkers, writers, and leaders, including Dr. Maya Angelou, understood that silence connects you to something greater than yourself. It allows for introspection, intuition, and alignment with purpose. When you cultivate moments of silence daily, you become attuned to life in ways that constant noise cannot reveal. Silence is also a shield against negativity. People often try to provoke reactions, to pull you into their drama, or to diminish your peace. When you remain silent, you refuse to participate in toxicity. You demonstrate that your power does not depend on others' approval, criticism, or attention. Your silence becomes a fortress of calm and strength that no one can breach. Finally, silence is a tool for manifestation. When your words are measured, your intentions clear, and your actions deliberate, the universe begins to respond. Results come not from the noise of boasting, but from the quiet persistence of effort and focus. Life begins to change when you stop broadcasting your struggles and start channeling your energy into growth, resilience, and inner power. Ladies and gentlemen, silence is not absence, it is presence. It is not weakness, it is mastery. It is not hiding, it is preparation. When you learn to stay silent while focusing on yourself, you harness a force that transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Remember this: the quieter you become, the more powerful your life becomes. Embrace silence, respect its strength, and watch as life unfolds in ways that words alone could never achieve.